Gorillaz backstory in a nutshell. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Stewpot, aka 2D, was working at his job one day, until BAM! A Satanist hoodlum, known as Murdoch Nichols, crashed his freaking car into the store 2D was working at. He hit 2D in his left eye, putting 2D in basically a coma. Murdoch was then forced to do 30,000 hours of community service. He also had to take care of 2D for 10 hours every week. 2 seconds later, he crashes his car again. 2D was then thrown out through the windshield and landed face first on a curb, damaging his right eye. Seeing 2D's new look, he knew that he had to recruit the mentally deficient keyboardist to the band. Oh, yeah. Murdoch was trying to make a band. Hey, 2D, wanna make a band? Okay. Hey, 2D, wanna drum a band? Okay. Okay, but we need a drummer. Okay. Bam! Russell plays the drums. Also, his friends died. Also, the lower trapped in his soul in Russell's hat. No, really. Hey, Russell, wanna join our band? No. Oh. Murdoch then kidnapped Russell. Okay, but we need a guitarist. Bam! FedEx box. What's inside? A 10-year-old Japanese guitarist that forgot everything about herself called Noodle comes out of the box.
Hello!
You, in band, now. Okay. After the band's first 2 albums, Murdoch tries to go 2D. After this, Gorillaz split up because, yes. 2D then went back to Eastbourne and worked at his dad's fair or something. This made his ego enlarge. Russell stayed in LA, but was being haunted by the Grim Reaper, who eventually banished Dell from his body. Murdoch then went to Mexico to get epically drunk. He got himself arrested for passing bad checks in the process, but 2 Mexican mobsters helped him break out later. Noodle went back to Japan to attempt to uncover the secrets of her past. She learned that she was part of a secret government super soldier project and could speak English fluently, or something. Noodle was the only survivor after the project was binned. Mr. Cuzo erased Noodle's memory using the words ocean bacon. Yes, I'm not joking. Noodle then came back to Kong Studios, the place that Gorillaz kind of lived in. There she went to kick some zombie. She also set up the search for a star contest and began the process of pulling the band back together. Oh yeah. Noodle decided to write her own album, Demon Days. The first song she wrote was Dare.
You've got to press it on you.
And recorded the first video, which she starred in. She felt that Murdoch spent the whole time showing off in the video for Feel Good Inc. This is why she decided to make the video herself. Noodle also felt that the boys were being too silly. 2D and Russell heard her from upstairs and in the bathroom because the music was turned up so loud. Noodle wanted to leave Gorillaz for a break. She planned to leave straight after the filming of the El Mañana video shoot. Gorillaz started the shoot for El Mañana, where Noodle sat on a floating island with a freaking windmill on it. Halfway through the video, the island gets shut down. The island goes down with Noodle on it, and then she dies. Well, actually, no. She grabbed a parachute and escaped. Russell and 2D searched for her but cannot find her anywhere. Noodle's voice was heard from a radio in the brain room at the ruins of Kong Studios. Murdoch then traveled to the damn bowels of hell in order to bring her back, but failed. This rescue attempt was then revealed to be a drunk stupor. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, so get this. Murdoch went on to spend the next few years around the world. In 2008, Murdoch began to run low on money. So he burned down the ruins of Kong Studios, cashed in on the insurance money, blamed the fire on some kids, and fled the country. Yep. While looking around the world for a new hideout, Murdoch found an island in the middle of the ocean made entirely out of landfill stuck together. He sprayed the island bright pink and used the insurance money to build a new Gorillaz HQ on top, renaming the island Plastic Beach. After finding the island, he shipped almost all of the band's belongings to Plastic Beach, their new home. Murdoch began production on the 3rd Gorillaz album, but he had to reassemble the band. It's funky time now. Alright, let's speedrun this part. 2D was gassed, kidnapped on his Beirut retreat, and taken to Plastic Beach in a suitcase. Yes, a suitcase. This was all done in 2D's Plastic Beach indent short. The video reveals the Boogeyman, a living embodiment of evil who was sent by Satan himself to kill Murdoch as his kidnapper. 2D thinks Murdoch was the one who kidnapped him. 2D was forced to stay at Plastic Beach by Murdoch, who tells him, hey, let's make an album. After about an hour of research, I didn't really find anything about Russell. According to Murdoch, Russell essentially dropped off the face of the earth. He used a drum machine built from all of Russell's equipment to provide percussion for the album. However, I did find a video posted on the Gorillaz website around 10 years ago of Russell jumping into the ocean. While swimming the entire way to Plastic Beach, Russell ingested so much pollution and garbage and other things we can only imagine, he basically turned into a giant Russell. Alright, back to Murdoch and Tootie. Since they don't have their guitars, Murdoch decides to find Noodle again. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. However, he does find a DNA sample of Noodle. He uses this to make a cyborg clone of Noodle instead. Cyborg Noodle doesn't speak, but is essentially the female John Wick, and replaces Noodle as the band's guitarist. Murdoch and Tootie make their way back to Plastic Beach, through a road trip to the ocean in a car they called Stylo, which is also a song on the album. However, Murdoch and Tootie get ambushed by Bruce Willis? Cyborg Noodle does literally nothing due to having a huge freaking bullet in a robotic head, and Bruce starts shooting Tootie and Murdoch. They have an epic car chase that ends by Murdoch driving them off a cliff into the ocean, and the car transforms into a shark? During all this, Noodle is actually alive. She's on a ship in the ocean that's getting attacked by planes. She then went on World War III on the planes and broke one with a Tommy gun. She then got on a lifeboat and yeeted herself into the ocean. Meanwhile, Murdoch, Tootie, and the newly recovered Cyborg Noodle, along with all the collaborators for the Plastic Beach album, have made an army of underwater vehicles. Upon arriving in a thick fog, Murdoch sights the boogeyman and orders Cyborg Noodle to open fire. The boogeyman escapes, leaving the fog to disappear and reveal Plastic Beach. Russell then finds the real Noodle and rescues her, and together they continue on to be reunited with the rest of the band. More black clouds raid Plastic Beach in planes similar to the ones that attacked Noodle. While Murdoch hides for fear of his own safety, Tootie, who's deathly afraid of whales, is frightened senseless when a whale nearly rams the underside of the island during the battle. However, just as it closes its jaws around the underwater window of Tootie's room, Russell appears and hurls the whale into an enemy plane, destroying it. Double kill. Russell then leans onto the beach and opens his mouth, revealing the real Noodle. Noodle then takes off her mask, revealing scars around her eye. While escaping Plastic Beach, Murdoch was caught up in a typhoon and eventually landed in Hawaii. There, he began to record a radio show to celebrate Gorillaz' 10-year anniversary. It later turned out that he wasn't in Hawaii at all, but he was instead in a house in London where the other three members managed to reach him. I don't even know how.